The man is married now. He's not married.
Yes, he's married with
The
children.
family, yeah. So what's his wife doing?
Guys saying, what are you bringing to the table? Say, I am the table.
If a woman is fortunate to have a husband that is providing everything, I would advise when you wake up first in the morning, just bow down.
Looking at the realities of our current times, that we cannot do what we used to do before.
Exactly.
What do we do now?
I remember this a post I read where the woman said she had been manipulating her husband for 30 good years.
We always look for money, but we don't know that we are supposed to look for value.
It's only a future forward female that will have that kind of mindset.
Please hold on to that word.
Every man listening to me, if you have a wife that is earning more than you, we are fortunate to have her. There was one that I was just doing. I was like, okay, I think I need to up my game sexually. So what can I do? So I went online. I went to YouTube. How can I roll my waist better? How can I?
We are happy people here, and this is the Happy Family Show. And we are not faking it. We have people here who are having smooth sailing families, not because the world is a perfect place, but because we've chosen to be happy. And God has given us everything that is required to be happy. And we are going to be having a swell time here. We're going to be learning a whole lot. We have a special guest. But before we get to, meet this special person, I would like to introduce our happy family. Right beside me is my friend.
And best man, ba. I'm Papi.
You want to bring that here? He's actually my best man. Yeah, I got married and he was my best man. Yes, and he's still my best man. And you can see he's right beside me.
So it's good to be here again. And of course, I'm Papi Samuel Adibowale, and I'm sure that you'll have a good time, good conversation on the Happy Family Show.
Of course, and then we also have an amazing person here, someone with great prowess. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I'm just getting to know. Emperor here, and thank you for tuning in again to this edition. This is another exciting season. Season 1 was very amazing. We received lots of feedbacks, from our audience out there. First, we want to say thank you for watching every episode of the Happy Family podcast. And this season, and especially this episode, as Uncle Tokes rightly said, it promises to be very exciting, very educative. All of us are going to be learning, and nobody knows it all. So we are all going to be rubbing minds. So
as a family,
and we have amazing people here, just as we always do. And so Emperor here, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. And we have a beautiful woman here. And, we were discussing some times back, and we got to realize that she has a happy family of 4 children.
Oh la la.
But, looking at her, are you sure you're married, madam? Please introduce yourself. Tell us, who are you?
Okay, viewers, my name is Sarah Chibufwe. I am a proud wife, a mother, and I can't wait to be a grandmother soon.
Oh la la.
So it's going to be lots and lots of discussion today. So I just want you all to sit back and have a real time with us.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Emperor has already given us, a sneak peek into what we'll be experiencing today, talking about finances, the economy, in line with the family. I noticed that, the economic situation of a nation can greatly affect how a family runs. And today we are looking at running the family in a harsh economy. running the family finance in a harsh economy. And to help us further dig deep into this amazing, topic on finance in the family, we have a beautiful and also a successful family person who is doing well in her business. And I believe she has a lot to share. Of course, well, this is not an interview, it's a discussion. We are just going to be having a wonderful time. We're going to be learning. Yeah, we're going to be learning. And right in our midst, we have. I love that drum roll, bro. Can I chop some drum there, man? You got it. We have Chef Runke International.
Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to be here too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
Of course, I can see the ring. You're married.
Yes, of course. I have
How many children?
4. So
In this harsh economy.
Ah.
Well, maybe you should raise them before this economy. I don't know.
Yeah, we started. It's going to be 19 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Are you
19
serious?
years. Yes.
19 years?
Yes.
How old is your first?
18. Yes. Should be 18.
A lady, a girl?
A girl, yes. Yes.
How big is she now?
She's so tall, very tall, confident, a beautiful lady. That's a beautiful girl.
I saw a picture before we came on set.
Yeah.
She looks almost like a 6-footer.
Yeah, she's very tall.
She plays basketball.
Not really, but she wants to go into modeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I play basketball, don't mind me. I think there's something about me.
I think she had passion for football, but I think children and the way they change what they want to do. So now I think now she wants to do more of modeling.
Modeling.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
She has applied into like a modeling company and they've actually accepted her. So she just needs to do the next thing, go for photo shoots and all of that.
Oh, that's impressive. I think when you appear, when your daughter is there, people will wonder, are you the mother?
Yeah.
Have you had such experience?
Yes. Like 3 years ago, a woman walked up to me in the church and said, Madam, I did not see your guy. I said, your guy is not around. They said, how about those your sisters? I said, my sisters. He said, you have 2 sisters. I said, oh, really? You don't have 2 sisters? I'm like, and she said, I know that one is your husband's sister, but one looks like your husband, one looks like you. And I said, yes, they are my sisters. I said, those boys are my children. I said, no, they said they can't be your daughter. They are my daughters. They are very tall. My children are tall. They are taller than me. Wow. They are so tall and they look old. They are matured. So they had this rapid growth. Yeah. Yes. So it took me time to convince her that they're my daughters. I had to bring pictures to the church like, see, I'm not born these children now.
You can't just imagine. Well, that's good. I think our world is changing.
Yes.
I mean, typically, years back, when you see a mother, you see a great disparity.
Yes.
You see that great disparity. But I think people are now conscious, like, no, I don't have to look like an old man.
I think it also has to do with your husband taking the good care of
a husband is talking right now.
You see, man, frustrates you very well. At 40, you will look it.
I agree. And talking about frustration, we are looking at finance and other aspects. So finance can play a major role in how a woman appears in a family. I'm not saying that as a conclusion. I'm dropping that on the floor. Yeah.
Well, I think, at times, what is the difference between wearing a 2,000 naira shirt and wearing a 20,000 naira shirt? Even the 20K shirt is going to wear out after some time. You can wear I'm a village boy. In my village, when I was growing up, they used to say that if a rich man wears bedroom slippers, he knows whose father's mate he is. So that means that it's also about the carriage. It's not just about how much money, because if you eat 2 slices of bread and a dry tea. I don't know if that's the right word. And you go out and you smile, you look good. But if you finish eating fried rice and you look so sad and there's stress all over your face, I mean, it doesn't matter. So it's all about, I think, happiness or joy flows from the inside. It's not necessarily about the finance. The finance has something to do, but not
Not 100%.
Yeah.
Tira, let's take something from your wealth of experience.
Yes, like I said, I think God gives joy. Happiness is temporal. So if you focus more on the finance, it's okay. Because of finance, I have to be happy. That you're not going to be happy. You're not going to have that joy. Now, because the money is going to come and it's going to go. If you look at Nigeria nowadays, we are struggling. Everybody's just trying to survive. Do you understand? So if you look at the money as a priority, I must get this money, I must be rich, I must be that, one day it's going to go. What if something happened and you don't have money anymore? Happiness is gone. But when you have the joy of the Lord, no matter the situation, no matter the economy of the country, that's why you see her looking beautiful. You see women looking younger than their age because most of them have the joy of the Lord. They're not looking at the situation of the country. They're not looking at what the economy is saying. As long as, even if you have 2,000 naira in your pockets, like you said, I might look happier than someone that has $1 billion in their account.
Well, wait, Sarah, I think you are overgeneralizing.
Okay.
This woman here is a chef. She may have some secret ingredients that makes a woman look younger than her.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, before we ask her, let's do this. I want to give our viewers, a little more about Chef Ronke International. She's the CEO of Chef Ronke Kitchens, a caterer, a chef, a facilitator, and she's right here in this happy family studio.
Hey.
And when she came in, Papi Sam was saying, where's the food?
Yeah, I'm interested in that part.
So back to you.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Sorry. You're a chef, right?
Yes.
This fashion section in Nigeria. Let's just put it that way. Now when Nigeria was better, you could let me just say, if I give you 5,000 as a chef and I ask you to perform magic for me, can you do that with 5,000 in this economy of Nigeria?
It depends on the magic you want me to perform. Because you know that things are the outside.
Let's say, for example, you cook a food of 20,000 before, and now Nigeria is kind of like, I give people, can you do something like you used to do before for me for 5,000 naira? Can you do that?
It's not possible. It's not possible. A client walked up to me some weeks back and she was like, I've been working for her for like 4 years now, and she still wants to pay the same amount she has been paying 4 years ago. Last year I was like, okay, this man is nice. Let me just, do something. Let me help her out. So this year I said, madam, you cannot expect me to do the same thing we've been doing 4 years ago. I think 4 years ago, a kilo of chicken was around 2,000 naira. Whereabouts
1.5
exactly. But now how much is a kilo of chicken? Like almost 8,000. Yeah, thereabouts. So I told him, mother, are you joking? You want to pay the same amount of money. So what do you want me to do about it? We all know what is happening in the market. We go to the market every day. You can imagine you are buying this pala fish. Pala fish was like this. They call it shupegu. This pala fish was like a rescue. Egg was a rescue. If you don't want to buy meat for your children,
egg is like the chicken.
We prepare our children's breakfast to school. They are prepared their lunch. Egg is always like a go-to. Like there's no meat in the food. Let me buy egg.
Go to for me.
Yes, but no. I ain't joking. Egg is not right.
I'm just curious. How does this affect families? Because you just talked about the clients, and you can no longer do what you did 4 years ago. So for someone like you who has been married for almost 20 years, how has the housekeeping money, foodstuff money, how has it evolved over time? Can we just, because you said everybody go to market, me, I don't go to the market. So do I have to adjust in terms of what I give to my wife, or how does it work now?
Yeah, firstly, you have to adjust. You just have to adjust. And what I say to people is, you must create a realistic budget. Yeah, you must create.
Is it mental or written? Like a budget, mental budget or
Written,
budget,
yes.
okay.
Because when we are going to Nigeria, you must have like a book. In those days, I know you might decide to use your tab, your phone, but me, I love to use my book. You must have a budget. Okay, this is how much you're going to spend in a month. Because if you don't have a budget, you just end up spending. I know women, we like to buy. We like buying. This one comes to buy, that one comes to buy. But when you have a budget as a family, okay, this family, you sit your husband down, you sit your children down. Okay, this one, or let's the children, let's the children out of this. You sit your husband down. Okay, this one too. We don't want to spend more than 50K. So how can we do that? So when you have a budget, okay, 50,000 naira is the target. So you'll be able to know that, okay, this for week one, we can't spend more than 9,000. I'm just going to decide an example. We can't spend more than 9,000 naira. Week two, so if you are going above that 9K, you really caution yourself. Hey, we are spending more than 9K already. What are we going to do? You have to just make sure you just have a budget. Restrict yourself. There are some things you have to cut out. There are some things you have to let go. So you have to work with that budget. And as you're working with the budget, you are thinking, okay, week one we spent 9K. Okay, week two we spent 12K. We went 2,000 ahead. That will help you manage what you have. Will help you manage your income.
Okay. Now, let's look at the economy of Nigeria.
Okay.
For example, a man is working and still earning the same salary after 5-6 years. And then all of a sudden, the economy, skyrocket. And the budget of the family, let's say, for example, in a month, the man budgets 50,000 every month for the family. And he's still earning the same salary. And then the economy all of a sudden change.
Evil that guy.
Yeah. What they used to do before, they couldn't do it again. How do you? I don't know. I want to ask you, what would be your advice to that man? Because right now he's confused.
Man, you need to.
Because the salary is not meeting up with the budget of the family anymore. Do you understand? So, what would be your advice? How would they adjust to fit the economic situation of Nigeria?
First, what I would say is, I think the man is married, but he's not married.
He's married.
Yeah, so what's his wife doing?
Oh, now that is something.
The wife is into
That
let's
is
say the wife
something.
is into a business, for example, but basically the man drops this particular amount for the family, like a budget. This is my contribution to the family every month. And when they come together to do a budget, they find out that this is not even going to be enough. Although the wife supports and all that, but it's still not enough.
Yeah, I
Because they have children that are schooling and feeding, schooling, everything is involved. So what would be your advice? As in, what is the way out? Because
I think what she's saying is that what's the role of the wife?
Man, that was deep.
The salary has not changed.
No, do you know what? That was deep because what you said, Chef Winke International,
Yes.
what you said
Yes.
will shake tables. Because, of course, we have a world today that is saying, I am the table. Girls are coming and saying, the guy is saying, what are you bringing to the table? Say, I am the table. So I don't have to do anything. Just get everything ready and we spend it and we I mean, but what you said now, we shake it. And I can understand because of where you stand as a woman. But I can tell you that you'll be trolled online. If you say this, you'll be trolled online. Maybe you will put up a post.
Yeah.
You'll be trolled online. So we'd love to hear from you. Then that's it.
Let's go back to the Bible. When God created man in his own image, after his own likeness, he created the woman out of man. The woman is created to support the man. Helpmeet. In Yoruba, helpmeet means like that. So the woman is created to support the man. See, don't let her deceive herself. the country where we are now is we're in a world a world where one person cannot do it alone. If a woman is fortunate to have a husband that is providing everything, our best when you wake up first in the morning, just bow down, God, I'm grateful. That means that woman is fortunate to have a man that is providing everything. But we all know that times are hard. Your husband earns 50K 5 years ago, and still getting that 50K now. Right? I know that 50K cannot feed it. That's why the question: what's the woman doing? The fact that the man is even dropping everything he has is generous enough. So it's not left for the woman to support him.
The husband is fortunate to have you.
And you know that I think when we say he's earning 50K, just for the sake of our audience, even if the guy is earning 200K, you have to fuel your car from house to work every day. By the time you do that for 1 month, you have spent more than 100,000, more than half of that salary.
I see the environment where I live. I see family men going out in the morning, picking people on the road.
Exactly.
Yes.
Family men, like in what sense?
No, maybe
like assistants.
No.
Like doing that kind of thing.
Yes. So that money is for fuel. Yeah, and that is smart. It's it's a smart move. Yes, because you know how much you're earning monthly. I keep wondering how those working in companies, they wake up. I don't know what they call them now.
95.
Yes, 95. Wake up in the morning, go to work. I went out one day and I spent like 5K on transport. Oh, I was not like, how are they doing it? How are they coping? What is happening?
Okay, so I think that is where people should embrace options.
Sorry, I have a family that the man, after the lady graduated and all that, he told the lady not to work.
Oh.
Don't work.
Yeah,
just stay at home.
Yeah, they're men like that.
Just stay at home. Give birth to babies for me. Take care of my children. Take care of the house.
Our children.
Yes. Do you understand?
But it's a dangerous
Now,
place. That's a very dangerous place.
Back to this economy. What would be your advice to that woman? Because right now, I tend to say, okay, the man is a little bit struggling, kind of, and the woman is telling the man, "You asked me to stay at home, so I'm going to stay at home."
You should keep struggling.
What would be your advice?
It started it. There was a conversation.
I feel
Mine is not a joke. When we got married, like I said, with 19 years, those when we got married, our pastor's advice, we had those advice and all of that. But looking at it now, marriage is not a joke.
I love
If you want, it's not a joke.
Not a joke.
They should have, before going into marriage, you must have a conversation with the man you want to marry. And if the man says, you cannot do this, let him understand that, no, this your partner cannot work for me. You should know what you want. He knows what you should know what you want as well.
There's something I want to say about that. There is nothing that is constant in this life. You can have some conversations, and as a result of the reality, your projection of the future at that time, 5 years, 10 years down the line, because the times have changed.
You have to adjust.
I don't think you should not come and kill the guy and say you should keep struggling. I think that guy, you can sit again and say, looking at the realities of our current times, that we cannot do what we used to do.
Exactly.
What do we do now?
No.
Have that conversation.
Yes.
It's very important. And another thing is that, does it always have to be 9 to 5? We now live in the knowledge economy.
I want to pick something from what you said.
Yeah.
The conversation part.
Yeah.
Looking at our society, from a Nigerian perspective, the average man or even woman is cultural or culturally inclined. And so when you say a woman wants to have a conversation with her, like, let's have a conversation. The mindset is, I am the head of the family. And that can become a problem. That's why I said she is fortunate. Her husband is fortunate to have her. But that in itself can become a big problem. It takes somebody who says, I refuse to be bound by the cultural principles by which I grew up in, to say, okay, let's have a meaningful conversation that will not make me look small as the head of the family.
Cultures have conversations. You know, this thing that we see in movies where the wife will wake the man up in the middle of the night. Oh, geez. You know, let's some. And then when we are getting, I said, you very wake me up in the middle of the night. My wife tried it close to me. And so, now that we want to, I look at her like,
I think you're watching this. The point is, we are many. I hope my wife is watching this episode. Yes, I don't like anybody waking up.
The idea is, I don't like my sleep to be interrupted. Whenever I want to talk about, we say it before we go to bed, or we say it the next day, and it ends there. And you know, following the Bible principle that you should not sleep over stuffs, conversation. So if it's in your mind, it's bothering you, let's talk about it, then go to bed and sleep peacefully. We don't wake up in the middle of the night. Like, who died?
You know, you just come back from work, you've eaten, you watch your sports. I will allow you to do all that. And you probably will go to the bed and like, oh, let me take a rest. I will allow you.
Alarm.
But you see when it gets to that time, when it comes to my mind like, honey, I look at the time, maybe it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Honey.
That's it. I'm talking about 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Don't wake me when it comes to your mind.
The man that is fast asleep.
Like, definitely, he will wake up.
Yeah.
He will wake up.
He will wake up.
He will wake up. Maybe it depends on the conversation.
Yeah.
You can do it the other way, but don't do it the harsh way.
So I think I would suggest that.
Wait, rub his head. You know.
Let me work
Let me telling you that she has her husband's movie button.
It's not the movie button, and it is allowed. It is allowed. She knows what to do.
He knows you. That's not the head.
It works for you.
He
It works for you. It works for your husband. It doesn't work for me.
I think it's going to work for me. It will work. There's something I told my wife. I told my wife recently. I said when we were dating, when I'm driving, she put her hand at the back of my head, and that thing used to do something to me. Not sexually. Not sexually. It makes me feel great. When we now got married, I said, where is it? You don't touch my hand anymore. You don't rub my head. Like, you know, I'm like, and there was one time she did it like, so maybe like a month ago, and we just were seated, I think, or lying down, and she just touched my head. I didn't see anything because I didn't want to get her head to super any, but man, he did something to me. So if at that point in time, she had a request that I could, I mean, how about now?
No. You wake up.
No, the thing is, it is relative.
You can now wake
Me,
up.
I don't like my sleep.
I have a message for my wife. Please, Empress, if you are watching this episode, wake me up in the middle of the night. I am all ears. As you watch this episode, watch all the things that we have said, and you can wake me up from now.
I still have my own strong point on waking me up in the middle of the night to have a conversation. I believe we've had the daytime, we've had the moment to talk. Or the structure around my family is before we go to bed, we just, and I ask, is there anything on your mind? Let's talk about it, let's have this, and then we'll talk. Sometimes we were talking and she sleeps off, and I also just pray and just go to bed and it ends there. Because what really works for me as a person is once you wake me up in the middle of the night, I don't get to sleep till daybreak. So it alters my sleep as a person.
Okay.
So, so for me, the idea is let's just have that conversation. Let's talk about it where we can, and then we came up with a structure. If there's something on your mind, just text it to me on WhatsApp immediately. As it hot, let's just keep talking about it. Let's talk on the go. So we don't leave anything there.
There are some things you cannot just text to your husband. Like if my husband is working and I know I need something, and I know he's not going to give me when I text it. Papi,
It depends.
I will not text it. I'll wait.
This man knows what she's saying.
No. It depends on what it is. How many years now? What it is? 18 years. It depends on what it is, bro. I feel like a small boy here. It depends on what it is.
But we also talk. We have a conversation. Now I'm talking about something deep, something that personally to the woman. That we know, oh, if I said my husband will not.
Texting will not work.
Texting will work. There's a great score about.
So I think the idea is making the conversation easy and giving it a soft landing, no matter how heavy it is. And maybe it has to do with what I do as a psychotherapist, making it easy. So no matter how tough it is, no matter how sensitive it is, once you take, okay, this is on my mind, I would already have, as we process it, know what to say. We may not speak at that point expressly.
Yeah,
but it makes it easy when I get back home and I'll talk about it. Yeah. Soft landing, we're good to go. And if it makes it douses the tension in our own mind. Know that I've shared it with him already, then I can go by my day. Let's look at this. Let it be fine. There are ways thoughts, alter your moods and your plan for the day.
Papi Sam, let's look at it in the perspective still on finance right now.
Yes.
Having a smooth sailing conversation with one spouse, because sincerely there are about 4 areas where families usually have contention: sex, finance, communication, and one more, and all. So let's look at it majorly from financial point of view.
We should not don't let us go so much into communication now, because
finance.
Finance. Aspect of the finance.
Maybe communicate. That's what I'm talking about now, because this is communication we're talking about. Yes. She knows how to communicate with her husband. She knows how to get his attention.
Yeah.
And I remember this a post I read where the woman said she had been manipulating her husband for 30 years. And how? Me, I would love that kind of manipulation. Just keep on manipulating me. She said that she, anytime she wants her husband to do stuff for her, especially on the Saturday, to take the children out, that usually he will come and say, man, I'm tired, I've had a rough week, I want to rest. But she said, when she takes him to Jerusalem, that's all of a sudden he just comes alive and, okay, where are we going to? And he starts to do that. She said she's been with for 30 years. So she understands her husband. Communication. Right. Now look at it from a financial point of view. That she understands her husband. She knows what to do without him getting offended or being used or feeling manipulated to be able to get what she wants as a wife and a mother.
I think something is missing in the equation of what we are talking about.
Okay.
We also we forgot to mention that this man is going through stress. He's been doing the same job and the salary has been constant for years. Now the economy has balanced everything. So he himself is overwhelmed. This guy wants to talk. But this guy he probably wants to talk. He may not even know how to start the conversation. Because you raise the point that he does not want to be belittled, and all of that based on the cultural side of things. So your own conversation, starting the conversation in a very nice way, a very polite way, might give him the soft landing, and you look for the solution together. Everybody needs help.
I think what she said when she said, "What's the woman doing?" is a very strong, to start such a conversation, because the husband knows she's already doing stuff. For the family. Of course, what we see online is that people are doing stuff for themselves. The woman just wants to do everything to suit
my money is my money.
We want to hear from you, Chef Ronke International.
The husband is working, the wife is doing something, but what the wife is bringing is not equivalent to what the husband is earning and all that. So that's where the question comes in, that okay, how can they adjust? Yes, the woman is doing something, but it's not as heavy as what the husband gets every month. But the family needs to run with the children. The economy, you take 50,000 out to the market, you can't even buy you half bag of rice. And the family needs to feed. And then they used to take 50,000 to the market, they will cook, they will stock up, they will run the house with it. But now it can't work. 50,000 cannot even last for a week.
I think
how can they adjust?
Shefun, can I
Yeah,
be
because-
No, because
Just
now I'm looking at 18 years.
Yeah.
to
Okay.
accommodate the present economy.
I believe 18 years in in conjunction with what I said, 19 years, sorry. I mean, the experience there now, like it's there. We want to hear. We'd love to hear.
Should I start with prioritizing your needs from your wants? When it happens like that, you know, as a family, there are times that you take your children out. There are some things you do to your children, like okay, this as a family every Sunday they go out, they eat out.
Yeah.
Maybe quarterly they do this. Every month they do that. You know, you have to make sure prioritize your needs from your wants. What exactly do we need? You know, you must know what you need at that because looking at what you have, looking at the income, what can we, it's what you need at that moment that that's priority.
Factor in Gen Zs that are getting married now. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Factor in Gen Z. This is what they have to
and that's why they are Gen Zs now. See, like I said, as a marriage is not a joke.
Instagram.
Yeah, concept is different from marriage is a big deal. All the things you do, like all the paparazzi you guys do, that
paparazzi.
You must be ready. You must be, I keep telling women, you must be ready. Have your own. If the guy is earning 1 million, what's stopping from earning 500K? You know, as a man is growing up, the man should level up with him. It's just like a man that speaks English and the man speaks this Ondo accent tonight. Accent.
Excuse me.
There's this Ondo accent whenever she speaks in English, and exactly. So she needs to up her game. Like she needs to do better. Do you understand? So it's
how about the very case where the woman earns more than the man?
That brings insecurity.
Chef, before we go into the woman earning more than the man, I think there's still something we need to add on this issue. The times are changing. You cannot afford to stay in one place, in one spot. You cannot afford to keep doing what you were doing 5 years ago. So there are some conversations that we need to do some introspection. It's not only the economy that has problems. We ourselves probably have problems. How come I am still earning the same thing for the past 5-10 years? Is it that I have refused to add value to myself?
To yourself.
Is it possible for me to add value so that, because we always look for money, but we don't know that we are supposed to look for value. Because if we give value, money runs after value. So the guy who always looks for money is always looking for money. And he may never find it. So as the economy is changing, so look at what we said about, let's imagine, so I have not been married for 19 years. Anyway, all right. So, but just imagine that with all due respect to Chef's husband, I'm getting married to this woman on set, and now I say, young woman, in this family, we want to have 4 children, and I need us to have good time for this family, right? So we get married and we have 4 children. Since times are changing, the natural thing is to say, me too, I want to go and look for something to do. But we have to look at what do we need to provide for the family and take the family to the land of our vision.
4 children.
4 children.
She did it 19 years ago.
But do you know one question I always ask people? Those 4 children, when they go to school before 8 a.m., and you are at home till maybe 4 p.m. without any child, what do you do during that time? 8 p.m., 8 a.m., Africa Magic. So how much has Africa Magic paid you, with all due respect? So 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is how many hours? Is it 8 hours?
Yeah.
It's 8 hours. It's enough time to work for you for a day.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we are in the era where during that time, do you know that some people are doing some work remotely as a customer agent? You don't have to be a tech guru, tech wizard.
Yeah.
Some people
There are several opportunities
exactly. Some
online.
people are teaching. Some people are professors and they are just doing it from home. They are teaching 1 or 2 courses and they earn something. I have my kids. I have someone that coached them at home. She has some kids in the UK that she teaches. She's teaching from here, from her using her laptop, and she has a baby. She does not have to go to a 9-to-5 job before she's able to.
The world has changed. I mean, I believe
upskill.
We can upskill and have multiple sorts of incomes, different things, so that you can boost your family finance.
It's training.
If I don't want to use that word, you can. It's a must.
It's a must. You should boost your family finance.
Yes,
you should.
You must. That's streams of income is like you're using the word you can. To me, it's a must.
But most people will say, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do
When you see someone doing it, if you admire what that person is doing, walk up to the person and ask questions.
Hey, confident.
I love what you are doing. Can you show me? You know, I have people that call me now, chef. I want to go into catering. I want to do this. I put them through. You can't take my customer. I can't take your customer. But even if you're in the same environment,
wide enough.
yes, people in the same environment. What my delivery is different from your delivery. Yeah. So there are streams. I was selling Zobo.
Value.
I was selling Zobo. Yes, I know that Zobo meant a lot to me. Like if I don't say that Zobo again, like for so long, stuff like I was selling Zobo. Yes, people come to my house to buy.
What she just said now, a lady gave testimony in church this Sunday, and she was like, okay, that she was formerly selling other things, and all of a sudden she couldn't afford to buy them anymore, and she was at home just to herself thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do to add money to the family, bring income to the family, and support my husband? And then the Zobo idea came to her mind. Like, okay, she has a freezer and everything, and this is where children pass and go through school and all that. The neighborhood is, vibrating and all that. So, and then she sat at home. She went into the market, invest 10,000 into the Zobo. That can you imagine? That right now she can boast of 80,000 naira. That 10,000 is generating 8,000 for her. And I was like, what? It makes me want to go into, because if we talk about online teaching, I just recently resigned from where I work and I'm teaching online.
Exactly.
Because you want to earn more.
Thank you.
We can do much more than just trapped in this particular place.
I am trapped where I am. You wake up by 7, you have to be in school, and then you close by 5:30, 6 o'clock. Do you understand?
Your life is
and then, this opportunity came around, and my friend was like, okay, why not go for training for teaching? And I'm like, what? How am I supposed to do that? And then I went for the training. I paid 60K for the training and all that. And then I started 2 years ago teaching online. Why? I was still teaching in school. Yeah. So I feel the school, because I just got a client and the time is not, so I had to resign from where I am, because what I'm earning is not compared to what I'm getting online.
So it's easy to
I think it's to upgrade your whatever skill you have. Just upgrade it. Just
Sarah, there's something you said that I caught my attention.
Okay, sir.
And that is the fact that you paid a certain amount, 60,000 naira, Nigerian naira,
Yes.
to do that. The average mindset would be, I don't have the money. Even though the person might have the 6,000, do I want to invest that 60,000 naira that should keep us going into upskilling? And that becomes a problem, but that is deep.
It's only a future forward female that will have that kind of mind.
Please hold on to that word. Hold on to it. I've never heard it. No, seriously, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, future forward
female.
Yeah.
Future forward female. FFF.
My goodness, I like that.
It's only a future forward female will have that kind of mindset. Okay, let me invest. See, if you invest 50 naira into something, you make a lot of, it's a big increase to bring a lot of money. I remember when I started my Okrika business, when I was in school.
What do you call it?
Okrika.
Okrika.
I don't want to call it what they call it. They call it treat or whatever. They call it treat. That treat, so I just package it. When I started my
Bend down select.
No, Okrika. When I started my Okrika business, yes, when I started, yes, I was in school. No, I'll go to Yaba to pick up pants, bra. People that sell pants and bra. I started selling. So anytime I go to that market, if they open the bill, it's always in bill. So when they open the bill, I noticed that I end up picking out the best. People now say, "Madam, I'm from this bill." I say, "I'm from this bill now." You can't eye for clothes. And I say, I think I have, they say, "Oh, George, I think I have." Okay, let me go into this thing.
Yeah.
So after graduation, after marriage and all of that, I just woke up. I think it was just that reminded me that when you're doing something in school. I needed money. I was working as a contract staff with Nestle, but it's not like everyday thing when it comes to. So I was like, I needed, I need more money. So when that idea came, I said, let me even start this thing. So I traveled that time for a job called August Meeting. So I worked with a lady. God bless her wherever she is. So she told me that this is what she does, this bend down and thing. I said, I love to do this. Don't worry, let me know. So after that job, the money I made from that job, I went to meet her. Then she said that she should meet her at Kotangwa. So I went there.
Been there.
Yeah, so she put me through. Okay, you can start with this, you can start with that. So I said, okay, let me start with this. But she now said, if you want to get better, my friend, you have to go and learn more. I said, okay. So I kept on doing my research till I got someone to put me through. I paid.
Wow.
I paid.
Forward future.
Forward female. So that person showed me, I got the tricks. Okay, this is how to know a good bill. This is how to know how to select. This is how to do this. So I started with female body tops. From there, I went to bump shorts. From there to jeans. From there to this. From there to that. And the business started growing. There was no shop, but there was no money. In fact,
You're saying that you can differentiate the bill.
Yes.
So that means they can give fake.
Of course.
That does not work to money.
That's what the training. That's what the training does. Training is important. Training. Like I remember during lockdown, a lot of people started going to do food catering. I started seeing a lot of vendors online. We cook, we do this. I said, look at these people.
Okay, then how do we then look at this situation where the woman earns more than the man?
Hey.
How would they then balance it? This thing where plus this thought of my money, your money is your money.
This kind of one you want to open.
Yes, we need to open it, and we need to have that understanding of that how it should be properly managed. So over to you, Ma.
So every man listening to me, if you have a wife that is earning more than you are fortunate to have her, because the Bible has created her to support you. She's a helper, she's a supporter, and God knows that you can't do it alone. That is why He created woman to support the man.
Not really, I show that.
Yes.
She earns more than.
No. That's the other way around. For a woman that's not feeling like, okay, I earn more than my husband, I have to be in charge. No, it shouldn't be like that. The fact that God has given you the money does not mean that you are better than the man. You can't earn the same figure. If it's earning 1 million, maybe you're earning 500. And if there are times that the couples will be earning the same figure, it happens that way. But if
some men cannot take it, or they will ask the wife to leave the job.
Natural men.
Yeah.
And our society.
I've heard of cases where the woman will say, my husband told me to leave my job because I'm earning more than him and he's feeling insecure.
Wizard.
Why would you tell your wife to leave her job? Because she said, I don't understand. It's not making to me, it's not making any sense. If I don't know, why would you tell your wife to resign?
Maybe because they are jealous of the woman. Because you can't have a man. A man believes they are the head of the family. Why do you
They believe it is.
Yes. Okay. A man is okay. Fine. A man is the head of the family. Probably, I'm sorry. A man is the head of the family.
Yeah.
Okay. So that man probably is not expecting the wife to earn more than he's earning, because he will see it as an insult. Number one, most men see it as an insult.
So how should we
the real typical African man will not want the wife to earn.
Talk to us directly. How should we see it? How should we see it?
I don't know, but
Papi, Sam taking personal.
I'm listening now. Bring it up. How should we see it?
I'm taking personally.
Now,
okay.
most men, I don't know about you, Papi, because I don't know about mama at home. But most society now in Nigeria, the typical African man will not want his wife to earn more than he's earning. Because, for example, the wife started earning more. And it's like, maybe a conversation might come up at home and all that. And the wife will be like, oh, but you know, I'm earning more, so let me drop more. And the man will like, what did you just say?
Yeah, okay. I think I understand.
Because you earn more, so you should drop more because I'm not earning.
Sensitivity with words.
The problem might spark up. I have a family like, actually, if it took the grace of God for that family to still exist today and all that. It took a lot of counseling and all that, and talk from the family and all that. Do you get? But I don't believe that it's wrong for a woman to earn more than the man. I think it's the mentality of the men that want their wife to kind of like quit the job.
What happens that way? It's one part is from the woman, the second part from the man. There is a way that a woman will presentation, and the man will perceive it as insubordination. And the next thing, I mean, in his mind is it because you are earning more than me and that you are speaking this way? So I believe that in this situation, there should be a strong balance where a woman knows that, okay, even though I am a provider, I listened to Bukuwa, she talked about it. She said, I think she was talking about herself. She's earning way more than her husband. But she said she's choosing to be a wife.